Hey guys, GHAZZY here with another Diablo 4 video, and in this one I'm going to talk about a couple of things, but mainly a couple of notes regarding the patch notes that came out that buffed certain things, such as minions, and they also nerfed quite a lot of things in the game. Some of those things is including the buffs to skeletons and golems, quite significant. However, the biggest problems with minions right now is not the damage, but it does help the damage for the minions and the comfortability of minions when you're leveling in the early stages, but it's still very, very slow. Biggest issue with minions is obviously not their damage output, because they're going to do quite a lot of damage in the end game. However, I don't like it. It's shit. That's kind of true, but I think I'm going to have fun playing it. The thing is, in the end game, we're going to be in a position where they feel sluggish because they're the slowest builds of all builds you can do with the Necromancer. However, they are doing very good damage, but we're also playing the slowest class in the game. That's the problem with minions, not their actual damage output in the end game. The other parts of the patch notes nerfed damage output of the bone build for the Necromancer, which I definitely think is very, very reasonable, because god damn the damage we're doing. Outside of that, we're in a position where the patch nerfed a lot of the glyph powers, which I think is reasonable. The other nerfs to the other classes I can't speak too much about since I'm not playing them. So our ability on barbs got giga nerfed. I'm not sure how well or reasonable that is, so I can't really speak for that. However, I wanted to make this video just to tackle that, but I didn't want to have a video for a couple minutes talking about the notes for the minions specifically, or Necromancers, regarding the patch notes. I want to talk about basic skills for minions, or for Necromancers. It seems to me that a lot of people are under the impression that you should have a good damage ability for your basic skill, and a lot of people are asking me why I'm using Reap, for example, in this build. I am currently playing a Bone Spirit build. Now, I want to make this very clear. If your build can be designed in a way that you can completely disregard and avoid using a basic skill altogether, that would be the optimal way of playing the game. That gives you better damage output and the game becomes much smoother. There are builds like the Blood Necromancer. In most of those designs, you will be running with a basic skill. And that's great. Sure, go for it. Most other Necromancer builds, you don't want to use it. So why on earth am I using Reap then? Most builds will put 2 points into your basic skill tree very simply because you want to make sure that you get to the core skills. I'm going to show you the skill tree here real quick. In game. And we go to the skill tree. And in here, most builds will take 2 points anywhere just to go to the core skill section. In this build, I am going 3 points to get Acolyte's Reap. The reason for this is that it allows me to guarantee a corpse once every 5 seconds if I use a Reap. There's two situations where I would use Reap in this build. First off, the build is automatically triggering the Bone Spirits through the use of the unique Blood Artisan. This is a high endgame build requiring specific items for this build to work, mind you. So, the two situations we're going to use Reap is, first off, if we are surrounded by enemies or we're running away from enemies and one guy is hitting us hard like a big elite on the side, you can use Reap to guarantee a corpse to spawn on that specific target that you do not want to have next to you, to then directly use Corpse Tendrils to stun it, which is a great solution. The other situation is that when you're fighting a single target boss fight, our main source of essence regain or primary resource regain comes from consuming corpses in the form of Grim Harvest, which was recently nerfed. However, this is done to create blood orbs so that we can do our big dick damage. This is then created by guaranteeing a corpse under the target through Reap, and then following that up with Corpse Tendrils, which will then have a chance to create a blood orb, which is not consuming the corpse, to then pop a miasma. And the reason miasma is so good is because this ticks for 12 times over the course of 6 seconds, allowing you to hit twice per second, which can create a lucky hit, which is creating corpses to consistently stack this up to have even more corpse explosions with miasmas ticking to create more corpses, which is giving us essence, which is generating blood orbs, which is generating millions and millions and millions of damage. So again, we don't use these abilities in most builds, and some we do. In this case, we're using Reap to guarantee a corpse. That's all I wanted to point out, because a lot of people seem to be under the impression that you're supposed to use the basic skill in pretty much any build, and that's not the case. Anyways, hope you guys liked the video. Make sure you do so by hitting the like button down below, subscribe for more content, and leave a comment down below what you guys think of it, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Till then, stay safe, keep rocking.